So you say it's time. Should I start speaking?
You're up, Mr. White.
I'm just sitting here looking at my picture. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ken White, and I am the outgoing chairman of the board for FSC First. And we welcome you here to our first ever our virtual annual meeting. A lot of good things are in store for you this evening. We had a board meeting right before this. I was just kind of reminiscing. I have known Shelley Gross-Wade and the folks at FSC First since 1998. Shelley Gross-Wade, at the time, actually, I lived in Northern Virginia, and Shelley Gross-Wade was the first person ever to tell me not to say PG County. And she chastised me at an SBA meeting. And that dates back to probably 1997, 1998. Once upon a time, I used to work for Provident Bank. I was right across the street at the Boulevard, right behind Chick-fil-A. And so I'd run over, or Shelley would run over, and we'd sit there and we'd work deals together, just me, her. And sometimes when we really expanded, we had Ebony to help us there to kind of try to figure out how to work a deal. And I say that all to say that FSC First has certainly grown over the years. Shelley has expanded this organization beyond our wildest imagination. I don't want to take away the thunder of any of the reports that you're going to hear tonight, because you're going to hear some of the great things that Shelley and the team at FSC have done this year, but it's been a remarkable year. It's been a year of challenge, but the team at FSC has demonstrated their resilience. They quickly got into formation, and without missing a beat, it actually did the most work they've ever done in the history of FSC. I know you're going to get a lot of stats, but one stat that's really great. The team here did over 1,500 grants this year for the county, which amounted to close to $30 million. And they did all of that while continuing to do their SBA loans and the Bowie loans and Mount Rainier loans and all that other activity. So I want to be the first to congratulate the team at FSC for what a wonderful year, an outstanding year. And I'm certainly going to miss being your chairman, but they can't get rid of me. I'm still going to be on the board. And so I look forward to another wonderful 2 years with FSC First. Coming up this evening, we will be honoring some great people for outstanding jobs that they've done in the community. We will be sharing with you some of the great things that FSC has done in great detail. The agenda is an aggressive agenda, but I think if we follow the plan, we're going to let you out a little early. So that's our goal. So next, you'll be hearing from Shelley Gross-Wade a few words. Then in the agenda, Don will come and do a report on some of the recovery initiatives. Beverly, our CFO, will come and give a financial overview. Marissa will host our awards ceremony. She'll be giving out certificates of appreciation and awards. Then we'll have a word from the county exec's office, followed by an introduction of the new board members, the existing board, and our new incoming leadership. And with that, I hand it over to the wonderful Miss Shelley Gross-Wade.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, everyone. So good evening once again to those of you that I've not spoken to personally. It is indeed our pleasure to host this, our first virtual annual meeting. It is so good to see all of you, new friends, old friends, and acquaintances. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining us. So as Ken stated, fiscal year 2020 presented many, many challenges and new opportunities. Thankfully, a well-planned and documented continuity of operations plan fully supported our transition into a situational telework mode. And so for the past 9 months, we've been functioning in telework. And so that has allowed us to recognize some of our strengths and opportunities for improving our day-to-day operations. Tonight, you will hear about our legacy impact. In the more than 3 decades history of FSC First, and similarly to past years, this year, our accomplishments have been substantively defined by the funding activities of the last 4 months of the fiscal year. Yes, last 4 months, March through June of 2020, we achieved most of the accomplishments that you will hear about tonight. With one distinction, this year's achievements were done in response to a global pandemic. Nevertheless, though, through uncommon favor, we sought and seized opportunities to remain a relevant resource to the resident businesses of Prince George's County. We supported new and existing strategic partners and organizations that have a shared mission. These strategic partnerships are absolutely built on trust and our solid reputation of getting it done no matter what. We are pleased to report, while we found new ways to meet the ever-demanding challenges of COVID, we made progress on purpose as we repeatedly committed to do more and do better with no excuses. FSC First built upon its non-traditional lending experience and knowledge of our local business economy as we purposefully transitioned to a grant administrator. We pivoted on purpose to direct thousands of local business owners to vital business resources such as the SBA Paycheck Protection Program and Economic Injury Disaster Loans, the State of Maryland Economic Injury Grants and Loans, and a myriad of technical assistance solutions. We collaborated on purpose with the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation, an organization that you know as EDC, and the Greater Washington Community Foundation to develop, implement, and fund loans and grants to COVID-impacted businesses. We saw unprecedented distress and diverse needs in reviewing these grant applications and progressed on purpose to be responsive to our impacted businesses. Therefore, we successfully collaborated with the EDC and the Bowie Business Innovation Center to launch what is known now as Emerge Stronger, an online technical assistance, training, mentoring, and business coaching program to assist businesses with real-world strategies to sustain their current operations and indeed pivot to a new economy. We partnered with Washington Gas to develop, implement, and fund a $500,000 small business loan fund. FSC First, for the very first time, submitted 5 competitive grant applications to enhance our ability to build a more efficient, technology-driven operation and to further build capacity in our most vulnerable businesses in Prince George's County. So to that end, I am pleased to report we received almost $600,000 in non-county grant funding. This is by and large the largest amount of grant funding we've ever received in the more than 30-year history of FSC First. So it is undoubtedly an opportunity for us to extend thank you. I am so proud to be the leader of a committed, dedicated, hardworking, and dynamic team of economic development finance professionals, all of whom worked tirelessly and beyond their core duties and responsibilities throughout this pandemic to stand up no less than 6 new programs this year. Their level of commitment exceeded 60, 75, and 80 hours a week of tireless effort to devise new program guidelines, automate new processes, expeditiously underwrite, evaluate, close, and fund loans and grants to ensure the preservation of more than 3,000 jobs for our local residents. We get it all done with a very dedicated but small group of individuals. Meet the team who serves me and accepts these challenges, who serves with me and accepts these challenges. Wilma Pearson, our Administrative Services Manager. Beverly Everson-Jones, our Chief Financial Officer. Don Medley, our Senior Vice President of Business Financing Programs. And Marissa Buster, our Communications Specialist, who's also responsible for this event tonight. Brenda Billington, our Senior Loan Underwriter. Daisy Namakwaya, our Economic Impact Analyst. Eddie Tuvin, our Chief Lending Officer. Kathy Morant, our Portfolio Manager. Ron Warwick, our Commercial Loan Underwriter. And last but not least, Stuart Smith, our Business Development Manager. Yes, we're a small, nimble, but very dedicated team of professionals, and we do it all in pride. and with confidence that we're meeting an unmet need in Prince George's County. This team's creativity, innovation, persistence, and resolve were absolutely incredible as they consistently pushed through COVID fatigue to stay focused on our mission. Most recently, on behalf of the entire team of FSC First, it was my esteemed pleasure to accept the prestigious Financial Relief Business of the Year Award presented to FSC First during the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Business Awards Gala. Likewise, and symbolic of our theme tonight, Progress on Purpose, our honorees were selected because they too have repositioned themselves to make a pivotal difference in Prince George's County in spite of the pandemic. Their bold actions represent the grit, determination, and commitment required to boldly lead, survive, and thrive in a new economy. So friends of FSC First, thank you for joining us this evening. It is with deep gratitude and appreciation that we are so excited to share our outstanding achievements and celebrate these deserving honorees. In conclusion, we look forward with anticipation to the possibilities that abound in a post-COVID economy. Indeed, the future is bright. Our SBA 504 debenture rates remain at the all-time lowest rate in decades, currently below 3% for 25-year mortgages. Our most flexible loan program, the Video Lottery Terminal Small Business Flex Fund, is being funded with an additional $3 million from the Maryland Department of Commerce. Additional stimulus dollars are forthcoming from Congress, and the Honorable Angela Alsobrooks has relied on FSC First to distribute and measure the impact of these funds to further support diverse industries in our community and ensure that jobs are supported and protected for the residents of Prince George's County. Through a very generous grant from City Foundation, we will expand our capacity to do more and do better and expand into new markets. So I invite you at your leisure and encourage you to visit our dedicated website to view statistically our very impressive legacy impact and view our digital annual report at www.fscfirstprogressonpurpose.com. Now, it is my pleasure at this time to introduce Ms. Dawn Medley, our Senior Vice President of Business Lending, who will present an overview of the lending and funding activities. Again, thank you from a grateful heart for joining us this evening for this annual meeting.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to talk to you today about the numbers of everything FSC has been doing over the past fiscal year. In FY20, we were well on our way to establishing and achieving our goals. And during the first part of FY20, we were able to actually had the pleasure of counseling and servicing 105 businesses, of which about 30% or 32 of them became applications. They worked with our business development manager and developed their package to the point where there was an underwritable file. And those 32 turned into 19 applications that were both underwritten and approved. Most of the time when we're able to get an application into underwriting, it does get approved. And of those, 15 were funded. And out of that, 235 jobs were created. That all, next slide, amounted to $3.4 million in approvals and closing $3.3 million in transactions that leveraged $8.7 million in public and private partnerships. Next slide. But then the pivot came, as everyone had to do so in COVID-19. All the programs that you see on this slide were designed to provide critical needed access to capital for small businesses in Prince George's County that needed relief from the impact of COVID-19 to help minimize their vulnerability to businesses that would close and to also save jobs. We reviewed thousands of applications across these programs, and I'll break them down one at a time. The first program, as Shelley mentioned earlier, was FSC was the fund administrator in partnership with the Greater Washington Community Fund that created the Legacy Fund for Small Business Development. It was a $1 million grant program. And with those dollars, 178 businesses were able to be assisted, and those funds were totally dispersed. Next, the Child Care Recovery Program was a $2 million program funded through Prince George's County and the CARES Act. Those $2 million was able to assist 212 child care providers throughout the county, totaling $2 million. And that included both small in-home based child cares, as well as larger centers. So of that, there was 123 home-based business centers that were assisted. That was the majority of the funding of the 212. Next, the COVID-19 Restaurant Resiliency Fund, which is the most recent program that is just now wrapping up. That was initially $6.1 million in assistance through the state. There was another $1.2 million added to it, and spillover from a previous program, which I'll get to, was also added to those funds, all totaling nearly $7.8 million in assistance that was committed for restaurants, a very, very hard hit industry because of COVID-19, of which 346 restaurants were assisted and currently being dispersed to, totaling almost $7.8 million. Then the initial grant program, and I say that it's for last because it was by far our largest program, the COVID-19 Business Recovery Initiative, that kind of led the charge when COVID hit, with over $20 million of grant assistance. And through this program, we reviewed probably well over 3,000 applications that were submitted, and able to assist and commit and fund 581 businesses, totaling just under $20 million. The remaining portion was, again, as I said earlier, was contributed to the restaurant program, also a very hard hit program. And the difference between this program and that one is that this one was open to all types of businesses, not just restaurants or childcare. Both Legacy and the BRI fund was open to all businesses. And that program was also had a contribution from PepCo and BG&E that also assisted in those grant dollars. Then, as a result of what we saw in the applications, the Emerge Stronger program was a collaborative technical assistance program, was born from the critical needs observed while we were analyzing those grant applications. The Emerge Stronger program was created as a collaborative partnership between FSC First, the Bowie Business Innovation Center, and the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. The goal of the Emerge Stronger program was to increase the post-COVID economic recovery odds of Prince George's County small businesses. The program offered programs so that small businesses could remain open for business and find a way to thrive and pivot and create and maintain a healthy business operations and finances. It did require them to make some changes that they anticipate making, but it covered topics such as successful loan packaging strategies, loan compliance and reporting, preparing for financing, sources of credit, understanding the lender's language, contract financing, and pivoting to a new economy. All topics that will help them redirect or re-steer their business in a COVID and a post-COVID environment. Next slide. And those are the numbers of what FSC has accomplished for FY20.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beverly Everson-Jones, and I'm the CFO for FSC First. I will be sharing just a few financial statistics with you regarding our financial statements. And I'd like to start by saying that FSC First does engage an independent CPA firm to conduct an audit each year. So for FY 2020, we did receive an unmodified opinion, which is the highest opinion that is available. And we had no management letter issued on the organization. So our audit covers both the financial statements and covers a review of our system of internal controls. So with respect to our financials, you have the numbers in front of you. I'm just going to touch upon a few highlights. And as both Dawn and Shelley have shared with you, and as everyone knows, the last 4 months of our fiscal year were tremendously challenging for the country, for our state, and for the county, and of course for our organization. We were able to persevere in terms of continuing to provide programs and support to the county. From a financial statement standpoint, we had revenues of just over $1,810,000, and we had expenses that were just about $1,824,000. So for the year, we had an excess of expenses over revenues of $13,700. And while those results are certainly not what we would have wanted, and as compared to the year before, where we showed a net profit of approximately $252,000, we do know that our investment in pivoting towards supporting the county's effort for relief were important. And so again, while they were not the financial results that we would have predicted at the beginning of the fiscal year, we were able to thrive and survive in an environment that was completely challenging for not only our business, but for other businesses. So in support of our borrowers, we offered deferments on interest payments and principal payments to ensure that the borrowers could redirect those funds to reinvest in reopening their businesses and keeping their businesses alive in a COVID environment. We also redirected the resources of FSC First in terms of staff resources to the various programs that you just heard Dawn describe. So we start FY 2021 with the knowledge that even though our financial results were, as you see, that we provided great benefit to our borrowers, to our clients, and into the business community in this county and across the state. In terms of our functional expenses, the $1.8 million, one thing that is important to know, if you have an opportunity to delve into our annual report and to see the detailed financial statements, that we do spend most of our energy and resources towards programs. So our general and administrative costs are very competitive within the thresholds of nonprofits. Again, most of our expenses are dedicated to providing services to the business community. And then finally, with respect to the support that we have from our bank partners, we currently have a loan pool that consists of a number of banks, many of which are represented by the attendees today, that have provided capital in the amount of $5.4, almost $5.5 million, about half of which is already on the street in terms of loans to borrowers. This is very important because it allows FSC First to be able to leverage those dollars, not only as standalone loans, but also to stack capital so that we're able to provide more access to our constituents. So I'd like to conclude my presentation by thanking our bank partners, also thanking the various foundations that have sponsored grants. As Shelley said, this has been a banner year for us in terms of being able to gain the support of the foundation community. And we look forward to continuing to bring services and capital to the businesses, not only in Prince George's County, but also in neighboring municipalities. At this time, I'd like to transition over the presentation to Marissa Buster, who's going to start the presentation to our awardees. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beverly. And thank you everyone again for joining us for today's FSC First Digital Annual Meeting. I'm Marissa Buster, Communications Specialist at FSC First, and we are so happy to have you all here to celebrate our accomplishments and, more importantly, our honorees. I would first like to start by sharing certificates of appreciation for the Prince George's County COVID-19 Business Recovery Initiative Grant Review Committee. This team dedicated their Friday afternoons to review grants in order to ensure job growth and stabilization in our community. We couldn't have been able to financially assist over 600 county businesses without them. Alicia Fields, Assistant Vice President, Relationship Manager, Sandy Springbank. Deidre R. Lee, Small Business Consultant, Prince George's County. Andre Plummer, Financial Service Program Manager, Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. Hal Rich, Senior Vice President, Private Banking Relationship Manager, Sona Bank. Ebony P. Stocks, Executive Vice President, Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. Brenda Billington, Senior Commercial Loan Underwriter, FSC First. Dawn R. Medley, Senior Vice President, Business Financing Programs, FSC First. Jay Stewart Smith, Business Development Manager, FSC First. And lastly, Eddie Tuvin, Chief Lending Officer, FSC First. We thank you for your dedication and hard work during COVID-19. We appreciate you all greatly. This year, we have nominated 9 community achievers who have proven to make and seek change in their communities. The FSC First team and board of directors admire each nominee for their uniqueness, dedication, and outstanding work, not only during 2020, but during the COVID-19 pandemic. We are so proud of the work you have done, and today we honor you. At this time, we will begin our awards presentation. I ask that you please keep your microphones muted as our honorees give brief remarks. Our initial honoree tirelessly and successfully continues to create bridges of communication between FSC First and its borrowers that makes for an open door policy where borrowers feel comfortable enough to openly express business successes, challenges, and concerns. This nominee also joined the team in evaluating the Business Recovery Initiative grants, having never done so before. While the COVID-19 underwriting and grant evaluation process was shared amongst 5 main underwriters, ultimately all 596 BRI grants had to be processed for internal monitoring, servicing, and compliance, all of which will be steered by this honoree. Their passion to get it done and to get it done now when it comes to servicing, reporting, and compliance keeps FSC First and its borrowers accountable. Their advocacy on behalf of these borrowers and grant recipients, as well as their dedication, allows FSC First to maintain a quality and performing portfolio with a current ratio exceeding 90%. The Employee of the Year award goes to Kathy Morant, FSC First Portfolio Manager. Congratulations, Kathy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I'm honored.
Of course. Our next honoree recently joined the Prince George's County revolving loan pool with an initial commitment of $800,000. This commitment, combined with the other 11 participating member institutions, raised the available funds to more than $5 million. Additionally, this partner volunteered senior level commercial lenders to serve on the board of directors and loan review committee to increase deal flow to the FSC First pipeline of eligible businesses. The Bank Partner of the Year award goes to EagleBank. Congratulations. Accepting on behalf of EagleBank is FSC First board member Terrence Beverly.
Thank you, Marissa, and good evening, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Terry Beverly. I'm a Senior Vice President and the Commercial Market Exec for Prince George's County for EagleBank. EagleBank is a $10 billion community bank with 25 consumer and commercial banking offices located throughout metropolitan Washington, and one of the largest banks headquartered in Maryland. It was about 14 months ago now that we established our first physical office presence in Prince George's County in an effort to build upon the many client relationships we had already established in the county and to better serve this important market for the region. Needless to say, our first year was not the year that any of us expected, as we all faced the challenges of a worldwide pandemic requiring us to help meet the needs of businesses and business owners during this crisis. Of course, there was lending activity, and in 2020, EagleBank delivered almost $500 million in Paycheck Protection Program loans, or PPP as we've come to know it, positively impacting over 1,400 businesses and over 41,000 jobs throughout the region. But responding in more non-traditional ways is part of the reason why we value the partnership with FSC First and why we're honored to receive this recognition. The education, advice, alternate financial solutions and financing, and grant and relief program administration that FSC provides is invaluable to the local business community, and we're happy to be a part of it. Naming a bank partner of the year is really more a testament to the way the leaders at FSC First effectively collaborate with us and all of their bank partners. So thank you again to Shelley Grosswade, to the FSC team, and the board of directors, of which I'm proud to be a member, for this award. Here's to more great work and better days ahead in 2021, and happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, Terrence. Our next honoree has been a strong supporter of the Prince George's County small businesses by providing consistent resources, state and county connections, and motivation for growth and success. In spite of the pandemic, they committed to remaining engaged with local small and minority businesses by hosting monthly appearances over Zoom calls. Prior to COVID-19, this nominee also hosted bi-monthly public engagements in order to ensure that small businesses were receiving the assistance they needed. This honoree is a strong advocate in our community, and we are proud to call him a partner. The first Strategic Partner of the Year award goes to Delegate Darryl Barnes, Maryland House of Delegates, Legislative District 25. Congratulations, Delegate Darryl Barnes.
Thank you so much for the award and the opportunity. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to some folks, Diane Brown, Jabbar Creech, and my good friend Stuart Smith for being a part of my Bi-County Business Roundtable. And I also want to recognize my colleague, Delegate Andrea Harrison. Shelley, you are doing a tremendous job, you and your team here at FSC First, and I commend you every step of the way. Continue to do all that you are doing. As I looked at your team, I saw that this is the year of the woman, that I only recognized 3 men on the team. And then I read your tagline for this year, progress on purpose. So men, we have progress on purpose for growth. We got to get more men on the team. So I think the Strategic Partner of the Year award is fitting because I believe that 2021 will definitely be better than it was in 2020. And I look forward to continuing building on this collaborative relationship with FSC First. And congratulations to all the other awardees and happy holidays to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Delegate Barnes. A consistent lead referral source during fiscal year 2020, this honoree has been a strong support in bringing clientele to FSC First. They collaborated with FSC First in establishing a new $1 million incentive fund program in fiscal year 2019 and encouraged new business ventures in the city of Mount Rainier. This honoree never fails to give credit where credit is due and to be a leader in the community. The second Strategic Partner of the Year award goes to Ronald Hopkins, Director of Economic Development, Mount Rainier. Congratulations.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes, okay, so.
Yes, we can.
All right, this is beautiful, right? I just want to say this is a very beautiful award. You know, as the Director of Economic Development with the City of Mount Rainier, I wholeheartedly accept this award as a Strategic Partner of the Year. So my vision mission for the City of Mount Rainier is branding it as the arts, entertainment, dining, and fashion destination of Prince George's County and the world. And with the support of Mayor, City Council, City Manager, and fellow directors and my talented staff members, we have accomplished great things. For example, in March of this year, I facilitated the sale of city-owned land to the IFG Group, who plans to open in 2023 a mixed-use development with 97 condos, ground floor retail space, underground parking, and a swimming pool. In addition, I've partnered with Prince George's Arts and Humanities Council, Gateway CDC, and SBDC, Deirdre Lee, right, to create professional development workshops and seminars free of charge for the business owners and residents located throughout the DMV. Furthermore, with the help of FSC First, we designed and implemented Mount Rainier's $1 Million Incentive Fund. You know, it's indeed a pleasure working with this team of subject matter experts. And the beauty is, I can call Dawn, Ron, my brother Stuart, President Shelley Gross Wade, and even board, or should I say outgoing board chair, Ken White, to ask for help, advice, guidance, and support. And the response is always some innovative strategy or solution to assist me in addressing the needs of our business community. This team of professional financial gurus currently administers our $1 Million Incentive Fund with phenomenal success. In addition, they have collaborated with us on several forums, such as locating financial resources, access to capital, and the Women's Business Luncheon, to name a few. Moving forward, we will continue to work with FSC First to create a prosperous economic environment in the city of Mount Rainier, and especially targeting their businesses. So in closing, I am deeply honored to receive this prestigious award, but don't tell anyone. But with you as a partner, you make my job very easy. So thank you once again, and I wish everyone a safe, healthy, and happy holiday.
Thank you so much for your remarks. These Prince George's County businesses supported 84 jobs and demonstrated strength to survive the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Located in College Park, Maryland, these businesses managed to drive traffic from the local college students and College Park natives alike. They have proven to be a staple in securing job opportunities during a global pandemic and never failed to be a leader in their community. The Small Business of the Year award goes to Potomac Pizza, Bagels and Grinds, and College Park Grill. Congratulations. Owner Adam Greenberg will be accepting the award on behalf of these businesses.
Thank you so much. I want to start by thanking the entire team at FSC First. I've never worked with an organization that has gone above and beyond in our darkest hour of this country. I was getting emails at 9 o'clock at night, at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. They work tirelessly to support our small businesses. And as long as I live, I will never forget the effort that they put in to help me support my 3 College Park restaurants that would not exist today without their support. Also, Prince George's County for really also going above and beyond. I have restaurants now in 4 different counties in Maryland, and Prince George's County has blown me away in their support of their local businesses to make sure we survive today and thrive tomorrow. I also have to thank my team at College Park Grill, Bagels and Grinds, and Potomac Pizza, because I am just one person. Without our team, we have nothing. And as a team, we work really well together. And I have to thank my family, because since this pandemic started, I've been working 7 days a week to support my teams, to support all 8 of my restaurants. And without them, I couldn't do it. March 16th is a day that I will never forget. It's the day that restaurant indoor dining was shut down. And initially, out of my 7 restaurants at the time, I had to shut down 1 restaurant completely. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Luckily, 7 days later, we got a contract with the National Guard, and we were given 3 hours notice to feed 127 people dinner, and we had no problem doing it. So this pandemic, having 7 restaurants and actually opening a 8th restaurant that was supposed to open in March, we pushed it as long as we could till August. We opened in Baltimore County, and it's been a challenge, but we're getting through it with support of counties like Prince George's County. We will make it to see better days with the support of the University of Maryland and everybody that lives and works in that community. I really want to thank everybody for giving us this opportunity and for this award. And we all work very hard every day to support our communities. And thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam. Our next business owner decided to use the Business Recovery Initiative grant funding to offer 1 free spot in every SAT, ACT, and standardized test course for students who attended Title I schools and for them to receive free or reduced cost lunch. This business owner also created a 25% off tutoring coupon for Prince George's County students who are from low-income households. During the pandemic, this business owner made a way for those who couldn't find their own. This is what leadership is all about. The Woman Business Enterprise of the Year goes to Arisha Brown of Good Hope Tutoring. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Marissa. I would like to thank the entire FSC team for this tremendous honor. I hope to continue providing quality and affordable tutoring services. And thanks to the grant and support I've received, we now can do that. We can offer these free spots. And we have also extended the free spots to every math workshop that we have, and we will have them from elementary up to high school level. And I would like to also thank Edward Tuvin for nominating me and Marissa Buster for her tireless work in organizing this event. She sent out so many emails and made sure that we were all prepared and ready. I would also like to thank my husband. He has been very, very supportive. My family, our students, our dedicated parents, and especially my hardworking employees and apprentices, for without them, this would not be possible. With the pandemic disrupting the learning processes of students, I am grateful Good Hope Tutoring is able to play a role in not only bridging that learning gap, but also making those students feel more confident in themselves. And I hope to be a part of all of the great things that you all will be doing from this point on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Arisha, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
This business owner decided, this honoree is an instrumental lead on the Hampton Park and Livingston Square redevelopment. They consistently strive to create new investment and opportunities in Prince George's County with a focus on reimagining untapped markets while beating the odds and changing mindsets due to the lack of higher tier investors in the inner Beltway communities. This business also has several other development projects in the pipeline in Prince George's County, and we could not be more proud. The Minority Business of the Year award goes to Velocity Companies. Congratulations. Brandon Bellamy will be accepting on behalf of Velocity Companies.
Good evening. On behalf of the Velocity Companies and all of our subsidiaries, I am truly humbled and honored to accept FSC First Minority Business of the Year award. I want to thank God because without him, none of this would be possible. We pray that we'll continue to be of use to him and to his people. I want to thank FSC First and the leadership of Shelley Gross Wade and the tireless work that you guys do. I want to send a special shout out to my favorite financial savant, Dawn Medley, and her entire underwriting team. The work that you guys do in coming up with creative structures to get projects to move forward is just, it's the best in the market. I want to take a minute to thank the Velocity team. I want to thank my partners, Garfield Antonio and Mark Antonio, as well as our Chief Administrative Officer, Richard Solomon, the balance of our development managers, analysts, and our commercial brokers. These guys and this team are amazing, and I could not be more honored than to work with them. We're blessed and grateful to have been able to accomplish so much and not only participate in, but spearhead some amazing projects as a minority business. Our Hampton Park project, which was mentioned, our Andrews Park project on Allentown Road, and the work that we're doing at Livingston Square. I'm really proud of those projects. And we've got some exciting other projects that are in the pipeline that I'm just excited for the community to be able to participate in. But that can't be done without teamwork. And I just want to take a minute to congratulate our team, because they demonstrated tremendous resilience and grit. This is a challenging business to be in from the perspective of a minority business and having access to capital. And our team pushes the limit. I'm grateful that even through these uncertain times, we have been able to continue fulfilling our mission of providing a significant impact in underinvested communities through projects that champion the health and vitality of local economies through meaningful development. Again, I want to congratulate FSC First, and I want to congratulate all of the other honorees here this evening. And I want you guys to have a happy holiday season. Thank you so much for this award.
Thank you so much, Brandon, and congratulations again. The FSC First Board of Directors would like to thank this honoree for providing substantial capacity building funding, which will allow for FSC First to further our mission to provide creative and innovative business financing solutions to small businesses in the state of Maryland. Our purpose is to provide complementary technical assistance and increased efficiencies in our operations, and this new partnership will allow us to provide this value-add service to our potential clients. We stand in appreciation with the other 29 African American-led community development financial institutions across the country, who also join in partnership with this nominee. The Chairman of the Year award goes to the City Foundation. Michelle Thornhill will be accepting this award on behalf of the City Foundation. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marissa, and good evening. My name is Michelle Thornhill, and I am City's Director of U.S. Community Relations. I am thrilled to be accepting the Chairman Award of the Year on behalf of City and the City Foundation. Thank you to the FSC First Board of Directors and staff for selecting us for this honor. As a former 15-year resident of Bowie, I have seen firsthand how FSC First in the community. I have fond memories of going to the holiday festival in Old Bowie, and it is great to see that Bowie Old Town Grill is one of the businesses you've supported. I'm also pleased that City and the City Foundation had the pleasure of beginning a relationship this year by providing a $500,000 grant to help you expand the vitally important work of providing access to capital and support to the small businesses that line our main streets and employ our neighbors. Although this is the beginning of our partnership with FSC First, City has an established history of believing and investing in Prince George's County as a part of our mission to enable growth and economic progress. Together, City and the City Foundation has invested over $1 million in organizations based and operating in Prince George's County that are supporting community revitalization and housing efforts. As we continue to navigate the economic impact of the pandemic and confront systemic racism in the US, today's meeting theme of progress on purpose is not only a fitting theme for this meeting, but can serve as a North Star for how we move forward. The pandemic has highlighted more than ever that our systems need to fundamentally change so no community is left behind. If we build with that intention and with that purpose, we can begin creating a path to a more equitable for all, not the few. As City, we are grappling with the role that the formal financial sector has played in reinforcing a system of roadblocks to economic opportunity for certain segments of society and looking to move in a new direction. With this in mind, City is taking a number of key approaches. We're aiming to be locally responsive, and we're bringing a racial equity lens to our work with a specific focus on inclusion and equity. Through Action for Racial Equity, City and the City Foundation are working to help close the racial wealth gap and increase economic mobility in the US by providing greater access to banking and credit in communities of color, increasing investment in Black-owned businesses, expanding homeownership among Black Americans, and advancing anti-racist practices in the financial industry. By providing flexible support to CDFIs, who we believe are the true change makers in our communities, this is an essential element in fulfilling Action for Racial Equity. CDFIs like FSC First play a vital role in expanding access to safe and affordable products and services to low-income communities and communities of color. By partnering with mission-based entities like FSC First, we aim to combine scale with local market expertise, community knowledge, and often long-established relationships to serve important communities in a larger and more effective way than financial institutions of either size could do on their own. At CDFIs, we can serve communities of color and entrepreneurs in more effective ways than ever before, deliver the personalized assistance these small businesses need and deserve. So in closing, I want to thank you all again for this tremendous honor and congratulate the entire FSC First team for your unwavering commitment to serving minority-owned businesses during these challenging times when your support has been needed the most. Thank you again and have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you so much for your remarks, Michelle. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, I would like to announce the last award for the evening. This honoree's administration selected FSC First and the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation to develop and administer a $20 million Business Recovery Initiative grant fund, a $2 million Child Care Recovery Initiative, a $6 million Restaurant Resiliency Initiative, and referred FSC First to the Greater Washington Community Foundation to develop and administer a $1 million Legacy Fund for Small Business Development. This honoree has shown true and absolute leadership in the community. She has stayed on the front line and has been relentless in ensuring increased and expanded services to meet the diverse and expansive needs of the county residents. She has challenged her cabinet and those that work alongside her to be bold in finding solutions that address these needs. The Visionary Leader Award goes to none other than the Prince George's County County Executive, the Honorable Angela Alsobrooks. Congratulations. At this time, I will now turn the presentation over to Angie Rogers, Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Economic Development for Prince George's County, for the keynote and acceptance of the award on behalf of the County Executive. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So excited to be here with FSC and all of you and bring you greetings on behalf of County Executive. Also Brooks, I know she could be here with you. She definitely would, but certainly as she prepares to roll out a vaccine strategy for the county, in addition to all of the other things that are going on, of course, schedules are tight, but I know if she were here, she would want to thank you for this award and certainly send congratulations to all of the other awardees tonight. You all are such an important part of the economic engine of this county, and we're so proud of the work that you do. We know that this has been a difficult year for all of us, but including our business community. And we know that you've been struggling and you've had to make sacrifices. Some of the most consistent numbers that we get are our jobs and our unemployment numbers. And so over the course of the pandemic, when we see that over 150,000 Prince George's County residents file for unemployment since March, we know that that means that you as businesses have been hurting as well, because those are your employees, people that you work with every day, people that you love, they depend on you. And so when we start to see those kinds of numbers tick up, we know that Prince George's County residents are hurting. We know our businesses are hurting as well. So we appreciate everything that you all have done and continue to do to keep residents and to keep your employees safe. Prince George's County businesses have shown up in a fantastic way during this pandemic and really swallowing some difficult measures that we've had to put forward in order to keep the county safe and to put us on a better path through this pandemic. And so as we sort of head into having the approval of at least one COVID-19 vaccine, I haven't been paying attention to the news today, maybe there's a second one. We know the end that is in sight, but we just have to hang on a little longer. And we're happy to be able to support businesses in the county through organizations like FSC to help you get through this period. When we first started talking about a business relief initiative back in March, we were originally, saying, maybe we could find $5 million worth of county funding that we could put toward this. And this is before we knew, what money we might get from the federal government, et cetera. It's leadership and the leadership of our county executive that got us up to that $20 million for our business recovery initiative, that got us the child care money, that got us, and we're actually up to 7.6 million right now on our restaurant resiliency fund. It's the leadership of our county executive that's gotten us to those numbers. And she has been unwilling to, sort of stand aside and say, well, we're the county. We don't have that many resources. We'll let the state handle it. We'll let the federal government handle it. She's insisted that we be at the table and part of the solution. And if she were here, she would not take any credit. She would remind us that the important thing here is the partnership on those funds with FSC and our other entities in the economic development cluster, who's made that money real and made it materialize, put it out there on the street so that it can actually help the businesses in our county, the businesses in need. So, she showed leadership by allocating $20 million for our business recovery initiative. But then how does that happen? How does a program materialize? How does the money actually get into a business's pocket to allow them to retain their employees? And it's the work of the FSC First staff. Shelley Gross Wade has shown amazing leadership. The entire staff has done an amazing job under an immense amount of pressure over the course of this pandemic to make sure that businesses have what they need. So we are hoping that the end is in sight on this. We are in a tough spot right now with our numbers in terms of COVID sort of spiking higher than we've seen. So it's hitting us hard at the end, but we know we just have to hang on a little longer. And as the county exec says, we're going to emerge from this together, and we're going to be stronger than we've ever been before. And we're committed to continuing to support our businesses so that you can emerge stronger as well. So thank you on behalf of the county exec for this award. We appreciate the partnership, appreciate the continued work of Shelley and her team at FSC. And we're looking forward to the work that we're going to continue to do together in 2021. Thank you.
Hello, at this time, I would be remiss if we did not acknowledge our banking partners who also participate in our Bankers Task Force. And our partners are BB&T and SunTrust, who now Truist, EagleBank, Fulton Bank, Industrial Bank, PNC Bank, Sandy Spring Bank, Sona Bank, SunTrust, now Truist, TD Bank, and Wells Fargo, and then West Bank, or previously Old Line Bank. Those are our banking partners that support our Small Business Growth Fund, and without them, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you to our bank partners. Next, I'd like to introduce the Board of Directors. Again, my name is Ken White, and I am the current, for about another 5 minutes, Board Chairman. And we have Maurice Walker, Managing General Manager of Birch Advisors, who's our Treasurer. Eben Smith, President and CEO of 3E Consulting Group. He is our current and continuing Secretary. Terrence Beverly, Senior Vice President, Market Executive, C&I Lending with EagleBank. He is our incoming Treasurer. John Hale, Founder and President of the Corner Group, incoming Vice Chairman. Andrea Harrison, State of Maryland Delegate for District 24, Prince George's County. Marinda Jackson, MBE Compliance Manager for Prince George's County Council. And Shanton Kittler, Senior Vice President, SBA Lending Manager for Main Street Bank. And at this time, I'd like to turn over the reins to our incoming Board Chair, Diane Brown.
Good evening. Thank you, everyone. I am Diane Brown, Chief Executive, Chief Operating Officer of Prince George's Community Federal Credit Union, and proud to be the incoming Chair of FSC First Board of Directors. It is my esteemed pleasure to accept this expanded role and responsibility. I've been involved with FSC First for many years in various leadership roles, having served on the Loan Review Committee up to the Board of Directors. Tonight, I have the honor to present the Crystal Gavel Award to outgoing Chair Ken White. Ken has been a supporter and advocate for FSC First for many years. Ken, I thank you for your leadership and will definitely be placing your number on my speed dial. I would also like to recognize outgoing board member Maurice Walker. Maurice has served on the board for 6 years and gave his time and talent and will be greatly missed. Thank you again, Ken and Maurice. Today, you've heard all about the outstanding achievements this small but nimble organization has made on behalf of the businesses of Prince George's County. While we pause to celebrate these accomplishments, we are mindful that the future is still very much unpredictable. Nonetheless, the board, management, and staff of FSC First remains committed to our mission as a CDFI and SBA Community Advantage and Certified Development Corporation. That is, to provide creative and innovative financing solutions for small and minority-owned businesses. For fiscal year 2021, our top 5 goals are as follows. Our first goal is to provide mission-critical support to the Prince George County post-COVID-19 to preserve and sustain the local commercial tax base. Our strategic objective is to develop and implement a grant administration strategy to include new grant programs that assist COVID-19 impacted small and minority-owned businesses with capital access relief to sustain their operations due to Maryland Governor Larry Hogan's executive orders as of March 9th. Our second goal is to restructure the organization to support a new post-COVID-19 business model. Our strategic objective is to establish an organization structure that provides the opportunity to pivot in support of expanding lending activities, refined grant administration, and integrated technology infrastructure. Our action strategy to foster and nurture new and existing partnerships that support expanding resources, programs, and services. Our third goal is to supplement our county funding with revenues generated from direct lending activities. To provide direct loans to county-based small, minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses that are pre-bankable while maintaining certification as a community development financial institution, SBA 7A Community Advantage Leader, and SBA 504 Certified Development Corporation. Our action is to, by June 30th, 2021, to approve another $6.9 million in loans, close $5.8 million in new lending activity that will generate us more than $311,000 in interest, fees, and servicing income. Our fourth goal is to diversify our revenue stream, including grants, administration, and technical assistance. Our objective is to research the viability of fee-for-service rates to further sustain the organization's operations and supplement the annual operating grant from Prince George's County. Our fifth and last goal is to maintain an integrated electronic system that supports compliance and reporting for loan administration, financial management, and human resources. To maintain a tickler system to monitor expiration dates of certain contracts, document recording agreements, insurance, policies, etc. Our strategy is to implement the most effective technology solution project management software using software and Excel spreadsheets. So I conclude in saying, Team FSC First remains committed to achieving progress on purpose. So tonight, on behalf of the board, Team FSC, we again congratulate all of our awardees. Thank you for attending our annual meeting. Wish you happy holidays and ask that you continue to be safe. But don't leave yet. Stay on the Zoom. We have door prizes to give away. So I will turn it back over to Marissa.
Thank you so much, Diane, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations to all the honorees, and thank you again for joining us tonight. As a token of our appreciation, we will be giving away 3 gift cards to county businesses. The first giveaway is to PJ's Coffee of New Orleans and Bowie, Maryland. The second is to a really good restaurant, Pennyroyal Station in Mount Rainier, Maryland. And the third is to Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa in Brandywine, Maryland. Drum roll. The first winner is Tanya Curtis for PJ's Coffee. The second winner is Katrina Tuck for Pennyroyal Station. And the third winner is Jamar Creech. We will be contacting you via the email provided during your registration in order to receive your gift card. Congratulations and enjoy. So thank you again for attending Progress on Purpose. Don't forget to visit www.fscfirstprogressonpurpose.com for more information or to rewatch this event. Stay safe and stay Prince George's proud.